Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more of your daily gaming news of myself, Amata. Today we have some more news concerning the Ouya, as yet more controversy is haunting their Free the Games fund, which of course has been under fire a lot recently. Now, a game called Dungeons: The Eye of Draconis managed to raise $54,000 on Kickstarter in order to qualify for a $54,000 bonus from Ouya. However, Ouya has now cancelled its bonus, and in response, the developer has actually axed the entire Kickstarter project. Now, funding for this particular game has initially triggered suspicions on the fact that the 54 grand needed was raised by only 180 people. It means that, of course, that if this money was actually obtained from a legitimate source, each person would have had to pay on average $300 to support the game. And the game developer has actually spoken out against the Ouya for withdrawing its commitment, but also has criticised the company for supporting other suspicious Kickstarter projects. Now, this is from William McDonald, who is the developer of Dungeons of the Eye of Draconis, said that Ouya has, quote, decided to change the rules on us. The timing aligns with winning back some of devs that had threatened to pull their games through conversations on Twitter. Now, for those of you who perhaps are a bit unsure, Ouya's Free the Games Fund is an investment initiative which promises to double a project's Kickstarter funds in exchange for 6 months of platform exclusivity. However, since the announcement of this particular promotion, a curious number of Kickstarter projects have made a substantial amount of money from just a few investors. For example, Gridiron Thunder has made $171,009 on Kickstarter from just 183 backers, which of course represents roughly an average of $1,000 per person. And another project called Elementary My Dear Homes managed to raise nearly $60,000 from 861 people. Which is of course around $70 per person, and some of these were in fact proven to be fictional. And several developers have spoken out against the Ouya funding initiative, basically saying that how easily it can be exploited, which obviously has been proven at least with one of these games. Now, the theory though is that if a studio arranges to hit certain funding targets on Kickstarter, they could effectively double their money with Ouya's investment. Now, of course, as you might expect, Elementary My Dear Homes has since been suspended by Kickstarter, but Gridiron Thunder appears to be in the clear and is set to receive an additional $170,000 from Ouya. So it looks like Elementary My Dear Homes was up to something a little bit sneaky, but Gridiron Thunder was not. Now, with Ouya cancelling the commitments to Dungeons in the Eye of Draconis, their developer has lashed out against the company. And it says, quote, "It appears we were thrown under the Free the Games bus. Ouya gets their Fall Guy and Gridiron Thunder keeps their money. So while a bunch of ex-EA employees with rich friends can apparently receive $171,000 in match funds for a game they allegedly already finished, a person whose father was willing to make a large sacrifice his son's team could disqualify for the fund and actually develop their game properly is disallowed." And he also went on to say that without the backing from Ouya, the whole Kickstarter project is unfeasible. He said that only $4,000 of the $54,000 was made via crowdsourced backers, and he also added, quote, "We have no plans to develop for the Ouya further." So it seems like the Ouya guys cannot catch a break. Although I don't really blame them for being cautious concerning this, given what happened with Elementary My Dear Homes. Now, of course, Gridiron Thunder has appeared to be in the clear. And, of course, that means that it could have just been one bad egg in the bunch, but it does kind of show how easy it is to potentially take advantage of this initiative, which is a shame. And now, of course, this Free the Games Fund has been surrounded by controversy pretty much since day one, and this is not helping. Now, while I do kind of feel for the developer of Dungeons of the Eye of Draconis, obviously, you can't really blame Ouya on one hand, but if it turns out that they were actually completely legitimate, all these funds were perfectly fine, they just happened to garner a lot of support or whatever from all of their backers, and obviously that's probably going to be a big mistake, and they have lost out on the potential to have that game. So be curious to see what actually happens further down the line with that particular game and this whole fund in general. It is not going well at all, and I wouldn't be really be that surprised to see it cancelled further down the line. But given that the Ouya boss, Julie Ehrman, has addressed the critics, saying, quote, "If we can put aside the doubt and embrace the spirit of this fund as it is meant and as Ouya as it was meant, we might just be surprised what a little positivity can produce." So, given the fact that she's urging us to be positive and pushing the fund, I don't think we're gonna see it going anywhere anytime soon. Ooh, quite a mess to say the least. I just hope that the Ouya finally catches a break. It hasn't really caught one since it came out, from the Kickstarter problems that it itself suffered when Kickstarter backers did not receive a console, and now of course the Free the Games Fund, all the piracy issues surrounding the console, and just lots of bad news surrounding it. So hopefully they can catch a break soon, as well as the developer of Dungeons the Eye of Draconis. Be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this though, and just hit me up with any feedback. Anyway, that has been done with this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.